All right, Shalom, Israel, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, Asad sage to the brothers, teaching word for the hopeful election to be elect, most I will, to a hopeful extended elect, Shalom. Just getting the scripture for the day. It says, 2nd Esdras 6 and 7, says, Then answered I, and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, and was a symbolic and future prophecy of, the so-called white man being pulled down by Jacob, which consists of so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans of the elect, meaning pulling down his rulership, and ruling in his stead, and pretty much, going back to our first estate, which is royalty, which is ruling the whole world, It says, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So he said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? So that's how you know that we're in those times, because so-called white man's kingdom is falling. You could see that, Satan divided against himself. These wars that's, leading up to the big war, the World War III, which is now nuclear capable, of major destruction, So there's no, like the scriptures say, and even in Revelation, there's not going to be a World War IV, World War III, this is the last war, So we're at the brink of major destruction and judgment. This is, like the apostle, starting with the apostle Tahar, coined it, the hopeful year of our deliverance, of Yahweh Shai's return, and the Esau being destroyed and judged and destroyed, So, all this is happening for a reason. This AI, the height of AI, like I said, brink of World War III, brink of civil unrest, world waxing cold, and people know that the world is waxing worse, and the hearts of men have waxed worse, and it's all because this wicked man is in power. It's prophecy. Most High said, and the scriptures say, when the wicked are in authority, the people mourn. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So, it's all leading to the head of the end of these times. And it says, measure the time diligently, seeing thyself, with even seeing things that are about and things that have led up to this, and the magnitude of hatred in this place, a magnitude of wickedness, the witchcraft, and all that mixed abominable, all those mixed abominable things, man. More incest happening, more high adultery, sodomy, high level. So, and this man he's the wicked, and he's the one that's passing these bills into law, to where this, through his system is justified, and it says that in scriptures, he that justifieth the wicked, he that condemneth the just, both are an abomination. And they do justify the wicked, and they condemn us. We're the real people of the just. We're the real people of faith. And it's showing, And so you know, in the spirit, we don't know the exact day, we don't know the exact, but we know we're in those times. We're in evil times, bad times where, we see these things going on, an alarming rate. Speed things are getting sped up faster too. You know, the labor, resources in this place are is less value. The strength of what do you call it? The strength of what used to be called freedom and liberty is less value in this place. The strength of life is less value. People don't care about life no more in this place. So, there has to be a transition. There has to be, righteousness up to rule, because if that wasn't the case, this place is doomed. That's why it says for the elect's sake, he's shortened the times, lest we all be like Sodom and Gomorrah. All be like Sodom, And you know what happened to that? Destruction of fire and brimstone. And it's going to be likened to this matter today. So, better is a end of a thing than the beginning thereof. So it is better that these things end like this, even though they're going to be terrible. Jacob's trouble things is still good, because it's going to be the end of this wickedness. The earth is going to be able to breathe again. Certain men are going to become, Israel will become immortal again. The wickedness and the carnal things in this world will be dissolved. And Most High will once again allow us to replenish the earth, righteous men to rule and replenish the earth with good deeds and good spiritual life, spiritual essence, spiritual living, the lifestyle, man. Waking up on our beds, singing. So, and it just, every time they talk about putting things into play and things surface, it's just worse and worse, You got drags teaching children, and you got the high acts of child molestation. You got human trafficking, organ harvesting, and all that. And you got these Epstein parties, and it's just, and these things. It's not like they're fighting to get rid of these things or fighting against these things. And Most High, it said in Scripture, He set the sinner against the godly. He said life against death. He said, righteousness against wickedness. And they're not the people of righteousness. They're not fighting to have these things removed from the earth and removed from people in their minds, so they continue to corrupt, the minds of people, just influencing people, encouraging people a lifestyle of evil deeds, and that's not going to stop until Esau is taken down, till Jacob pull him out of power, And it says the saints shall take the kingdom, and it's not talking about saints, from every part of the world of these other nations, and especially Edom. It's talking about of Israel, Most High's chosen people. So, hey, it's a lot to look forward to, man. It's a lot to look forward to. Anyway, hopefully it was edifying. Till the next video, Shalom.